Okay guys, so let's take a closer look at the IWC Da Vinci Automatic. So right away here I'm going to go over this watch's 40.4mm stainless steel case. Now the case, as you can see, is really all polished except of course for the case back, and the polishing is done very, very well. You can see it's a clean mirror. IWC's finishing is very, very nice on all of their watches, and they definitely did not change anything here. It looks absolutely fantastic. Now, one other thing I personally really love about this case is I do like the lugs on this watch, how they can actually move up and down, which gives this watch a little bit, I think, more of a classic and unique look especially, and it also makes it a little bit more comfortable on the wrist because not only can the strap move on the spring bar, but the lug itself can actually move to mold to your wrist even better, which is a great feature. So coming to the dial of this piece. So the dial of this watch, as you can see, is kind of a silvery beige color, and I really love the tone of this dial. It looks absolutely fantastic, and actually on the camera here it looks a little bit more white than it does in person. In person it's a tad bit more beigeish, which actually gives it a very nice look. I also love the gold indexes, the gold Arabic numeral indexes, and I think that gives this watch a more and more classy look. It looks absolutely fantastic. I love how the gold contrasts the steel. I really love how they did that, and they didn't just give it regular either steel indexes or like white gold indexes, as that would have just made it a little bit more boring. Now the hands, as you can see, the hour and minute hand are gold as well, which matches the indexes perfectly, but then you have a nice blued second hand, which I really love, again adding another color to the dial, making it a bit more interesting of a dress watch. Now, one other thing I love about this piece is the date window. So they put the date window, as you can see, at 6 o'clock right there, when most watch companies put it at 3. I really love how they chose to do it at 6 because it keeps the symmetry of the dial, and I really hope that more manufacturers start doing that. There are some watches out there, but most of them still have it at 3 o'clock, and I just think 6 o'clock looks a lot nicer, so I applaud IWC for picking that position of the date window. And it also provides a look where you might not even notice that it's necessarily there. If you're just taking a quick glimpse at this watch, you might not even notice that it has a date window, but indeed it does, and you get the nice feature out of it. So again, love how they did that. So now let's move on to a wrist shot of this piece. So on the wrist, I really like this watch. They use, for the strap, they're using Santoni leather straps, which are used in all the IWC watches. This one uses an alligator, and it looks so classy. Sorry, let me get that pin buckle in here. I do wish they actually put one of their deployants on here, as IWC tends to make very nice deployant clasps, but we'll get what they give us. So again, on the wrist, it looks super elegant. I love the black alligator strap. It contrasts that whiter dial very nicely. The thickness of this piece is just about right for a dress watch. It's not going to be ultra thin, but it's definitely not too thick, and you shouldn't really have to worry about it getting caught on the cuff of your shirt, so I really like that about it as well. And again, I mean, this watch is $5,400, and I don't really know if you could get a watch above this for $5,400 at this for $5,400. A dress watch in the $5,000 range, there isn't actually that many options there. Mainly it's a lot of sports watches in that range, but I really love how IWC made this because there wasn't a huge market for mid-priced watches, for mid-priced dress watches in that range that were very high quality. This watch gives, if you're judging just on the case, I see watches above $10,000 that have cases that are just as good as this, and this is giving it to you for a low price. Now, mind you that with the $5,400 price point, they weren't able to put a fully in-house movement. It's actually a kind of a converted Selena movement where they brought it up to IWC standards, but it's still not going to be fully in-house, so that's one thing that's a little bit of a downside of this piece, but I think that they need to do that to bring the price down, so in my mind, keeping it at this price, I think it's still a great option. Just judging from the competition, I don't think there's really too much for this. And I think this is a great option for someone who wants a dress watch, but they don't want to go out and spend $20,000 on it, because chances are you're not going to wear your dress watch that much. You'll wear it to work and maybe a few dinners, but you're not going to be wearing it just kind of necessarily every single day all day. So some people just want a dress watch that they're not going to have to spend over $20,000 on, but yet it still looks great, and so you can wear it to higher end events. So I think this watch fills a great gap in that market. But overall, again, we're here at JB Hudson Jewelers. They lent us this piece for a review, and we will be leaving links in the description if you would like to either learn more about this piece or inquire about purchasing it. But thank you guys for watching this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.